Everyone thought we were done with Race and Rescue this year. But no, a lot of the diecasts are coming back for 2026, and to coincide with that, Mattel released some color changes for this line. We have the new Rally Race McQueen. They've also done the Race and Rescue Sarge, basically without any of his accessories, like the fire extinguisher and the toolkit. So it's basically normal Sarge with Race and Rescue Sarge decals. Not very exciting. Now this one, I did pick up, even though I don't really like to get color changes based on sublines. Well, one, it's because I actually really like that blue color on him. And two, it actually has some things that I prefer over the diecast, which we'll show in a little bit. But hello everyone, welcome back to another review here on the channel. And today we're going to be taking a look at the color changes Rally Races Lightning McQueen for 2026. Now taking a look at the packaging, we can see that they actually did change the artwork. It is a photoshopped image of a Cars 3 McQueen pose. Whereas the diecast one, I actually put a picture of it on the screen here, but it used the Cars 1 rendering of McQueen for the Rally Race paint job. This pose for McQueen was used in the Rescue design, but also now it's being used as the pose for the Color Changes Rally Race McQueen design. And when they also came out with the Rescue McQueen, we used the same pose, just with a different color combination. So it's very weird. The diecast one's kind of like the odd one now for using the Cars 1 window, whereas all these other ones use the more updated Cars 3 window. Of course, there is a slight difference in the color changes packaging now. The logo that was, I believe, up here previously, it moved down here to the center. The Cars logo is moved from the left to the right. And I think the color shifts is slightly different, but I'm not really sure. But I know those two are like the logos moving around are the big difference. We have the Racing Rescue logo, Lightning McQueen, the name tag, fiery design like the Racing Rescue motif. Of course, on the back, we can see that cold water changes him to red, and hot water changes him to blue. It would have been nice if it was blue changes to blue, red changes to red, but whatever. But yeah, that about does it for the packaging, and I cannot wait to get this guy open. I've had this guy sitting in my room since October, yet I'm just now starting to get around to him. But a lot of stuff had come out since then. 2026 singles case A and B, as well as 2packs case E came out. So those took priority over this guy, but yeah, let's not waste any time and open him up. Alright, so here's this Rally Race McQueen out of the package, and I gotta say, he actually looks pretty cool in this blue. Now, let's see if the red changes any better, but honestly, even if that doesn't change, I'm okay with that, because the blue here is really nice. It really is nice. Now, taking a look at the diecast, you can say that he has a very different expression than the diecast version. The eyes, I believe, are the same, but never mind, the eyes are not the same. The left eyebrow is curled up way higher in comparison to the diecast, and the mouth is closed, whereas the diecast is open. I honestly kind of prefer this expression. Like, I know this looks better. This just looks a little too feminine for my liking. But I mean, I don't know. Like, the eyes is weird. I think I prefer the eyes positioning here. The border of the black outline across the windshields. The Rally Radio Springs Rally Race 200 logo. That's clearer on the color changer than on the diecast. But again, I feel like that's because it's a sticker. This is the actual decal, so it's gonna look different. The bolts on the sides are silver. This is gray. The sticker eyes. Yeah, I don't think they printed it that great. I think his eyes are a little higher up than they're supposed to be, but whatever. His headlights are the same. They look a little 2D illustrated, just like storybook illustrations, just like the Rescue McQueen diecast. Of course, the 95 is smaller compared to the diecast. It doesn't have that stupid line that the diecast has, so already a big advantage. Of course, we have the multi-colored wheels in the front, the red wheel in the front, the gray / silver wheel in the back. Look at that. We'll get to that in a little bit, but excuse me, guys. But yeah, the red wheel looks very nice, very solid. They actually filled it all in, whereas the diecast just left it grainy like that. The sponsors look better on the color changer. Would you look at that? Yeah, I can actually read octane gain. Here I can only read gain. That's it. The decals look so dark. Vaulting looks better too. Pretty cool. You have the 95 lightning bolt design. Um, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I do believe, yeah, this is a slightly longer model than the diecast one. I'll show you that one a little bit, but yeah, silver wheel. Look at that. The fact that the color changer can get a silver wheel and the diecast can't, it's kind of disappointing. You're being outshined by the color changer, man. What are you doing? But let's zoom out a little bit, showcasing the trueness. Now the color changer isn't perfect. It does have flaws. Like for example, here they don't have like the silver port on the top here. They didn't have it on the sides, but it's like the bolt basically. So that is a little disappointing, I will admit.